This World Cup is not just bigger, it is more dangerous, mentally, than anything football has ever seen. 48 teams. 104 matches. 1,248 players. But behind these numbers is something no one is talking about: pressure. And this time, pressure will break more players than goals will define them. For the first time in football history, the World Cup is expanding to 48 teams. Matches will be played across the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And on paper, this looks like growth. More teams. More opportunity. More global football. But in reality, something very different happens at this level. Because when you increase the size of the biggest stage in football, you don't reduce pressure, you multiply it. And now, more players than ever before will walk into a stadium, not fully prepared for what they are about to feel inside their mind. The mental side no one talks about. A total of 891 players will be making their World Cup debut. That means almost 900 players feeling this stage for the first time in their lives. And then there are the veterans, players like Messi and Ronaldo, stepping into what could be their 6th World Cup appearance. But here's the truth nobody says out loud: it is not experience that removes pressure, it is exposure that teaches you how to survive it. Because the World Cup is not played on grass alone, it is played inside your thoughts. The fear of failure, the fear of becoming the mistake everyone remembers, that is what separates those who perform and those who disappear under pressure. Why this World Cup is different? With 48 teams in the tournament, we now have more underdog nations than ever before. Teams that have never been here before, now standing on the biggest stage in football. And this creates something very unpredictable: mismatch games, unexpected pressure, and emotional collapse under global attention. A player who has never played in front of 10,000 fans will suddenly play in front of 80,000, plus millions watching live. And in that moment, it is no longer football. It is survival. The real battle, mindset versus moment. People think football is about skill, speed, passing, finishing, but at this level, everyone is skilled. So the real difference becomes something invisible: mindset. Can you stay calm when your body is shaking? Can you think clearly when your heart is racing? Can you perform when the world is watching your every touch? Because one mistake in a World Cup does not disappear. It becomes a memory forever. And that is what makes this tournament more dangerous than ever before. Winners versus losers. In tournaments like this, talent is not enough. Preparation is not enough. What matters is emotional control. The players who succeed are not the ones who feel no pressure. They are the ones who learn to move through it, to accept fear without obeying it, and to keep playing even when their mind tells them to stop. Because pressure does not destroy everyone, but it reveals who is prepared for greatness. So when this World Cup begins, remember this: it is not just 48 teams competing for a trophy, it is 1,248 players facing the most intense mental test in football history. And in the end, the champions will not just be the most skilled, they will be the most mentally unbreakable, because in football, the mind decides everything.